today the topic for discussion is tissues. Now, what is tissues? Are a group of cells which are similar in structure and function. There are two different types of tissues: plant tissue and animal tissue. First, we shall discuss about plant tissue. The branch of science that deals with the study of tissues is called as histology. Plant tissue can be grouped into two types. One is meristematic tissue and the other is permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. First of all, we shall discuss about meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissues are cells which undergo continuous division. They are cells which are closely packed without any intercellular spaces. Yes, prominent nucleus with cytoplasm. These meristematic tissues are usually found at the growing regions in the plant. You can observe that the plants grow in height. That is because these tissues are present at the growing tips. That is the root tip, leaf tip, shoot tip, branch tip, etc. As I have just now said, they are made up of cells without any intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces means space between the cells. So, there is no space between the cells. They have prominent nucleus. Vacuole are absent. If present, they are very small and with cytoplasm. This is the nucleus. Meristematic tissue can be grouped into three types. First one is apical meristem. From the name itself, apical meristem means present at the tip of the plant parts. That is the root tip, leaf tip and shoot tip. They are responsible for increase in length of the plant. Main function. Next we have lateral meristem. They are found parallel to the axis of the plant. That means usually at the stem. They are responsible for increase in the diameter or girth of the plant. You have observed that a young plant, the stem is green, but as it grows older, the stem part widens. That is because of the activity of cambium and cock cambium. The plants increase in their diameter or girth. Third type of meristem are intercalary meristem. Now, what do we mean by intercalary meristem? You have observed in most of the plants, nodes are present. This node, what do we mean by node? It is the region from where a new leaf develops or a branch develops. So, the distance between two nodes, that region is called as internode. Intercalary meristem are present at the base of the node. They are responsible for increase in the internodal length. Increase in the internodal length. Main function of meristem is they are responsible since their cells undergo continuous division. They give rise to permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues are also considered as undifferentiated cells. As you can see in the diagram, the meristematic tissues, they are compactly arranged, may be cube-shaped, polygonal in shape, without any intercellular spaces. Nucleus is prominent, cytoplasm, dense cytoplasm, cell wall thin, made up of cellulose, and there is no vacuole. Next, we come to another type of plant tissue, which is the permanent tissue. Why they are called as permanent tissue? Because they have lost the power of continuous division. They have become differentiated. According to their shape, they can be grouped into three types: protective tissue, next is supporting tissue, and the third is conducting tissue. First type, the protective tissue. From the name itself, function is to provide protection. They are found in the epidermal region of the root, stem, and leaf. In certain plants, like in the stem, they consist of waterproof material called as suberin, form the bark region of the stem. Supporting tissue. Why they are called as supporting tissue? Because they provide support to the plant as well as in the storage of food. They are of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. These were the differentiation of the permanent tissue on the basis of their function: protective tissue, supporting tissue, and conducting tissue. Permanent tissues can also be grouped on the basis of the type of cells. Earlier, I had discussed on the basis of function. On the basis of their types, they can be grouped into simple tissue or complex tissue. Simple tissue again can be grouped into parenchyma, collenchyma, and the third type, sclerenchyma. Complex tissues, two types, xylem and phloem. Now, why they are called as simple tissues, parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma? Because they are made up of only one type of cells. Whereas when we talk about the complex tissues, they are made up of more than one type of cells. We shall discuss about the simple tissue first. Now, When we talk about the simple tissues, as you can see in the diagram, the parenchyma tissues, the first type, they are made up of cells which have intercellular spaces, prominent nucleus, vacuole, and cytoplasm. When the parenchyma cells contain chlorophyll, they are known as chlorenchyma. When they have large air cavities, as in the aquatic plants, they are known as erenchyma. Parenchyma are mainly found in the soft region of the plant, that is the cortex, outer region, and pith, central region. Parenchyma involved in the storage of food and to provide mechanical support to the plant. So, these are the specific diagrams of the meristematic tissues. Let us go one by one. Tissues. You have to bring the copy. Okay. Then we have, after the tissues, meristematic tissues, types of meristematic tissues, apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem. Apical meristem, also known as terminal meristem, found at the apical or terminal regions of the plant, that is the root tip, shoot tip, and responsible for increase in the length of the plant. Whereas when we talk about the lateral meristem, they are responsible for increase in the grit or diameter of the plant parts, especially the stem region and the root region. They are also responsible for the secondary growth. Intercalary meristem, internodal length. Next we have, as I have said, permanent tissues can also be grouped on the basis of their function. That is protective tissue, supporting tissue, and conducting tissues. Permanent tissues can also be grouped on the basis of the type of cells present in them, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue made up of only one type of cells. Then we have the parenchyma cells, the first type of simple tissues. Their characteristic features: cells are isodiametric, that is having same diameter, prominent vacuole, intercellular spaces, nucleus, and cytoplasm. When the parenchyma cells have chlorophyll in them, they are known as chlorenchyma. Go through the video, and the assignment given are related to the topic. You are required to go through the diagrams, especially in the board exams. Diagrams may be given and you will be asked to identify the diagram and the characteristic features.